You are looking live here in beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah, here on a lovely, lovely Wednesday evening. What's going on, AJ?
Oh, not much, buddy. Not much. We're just making it happen today.
That is right. This is the live edition of the DNA Sports Recap. We are here at DNA HQ, and we're ready to break down some college football.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be talking about the Big-12 this week.
Yeah.
We're also going to be talking a little bit about, our boy there, Lauri Markkanen, as no surprise to us, but maybe surprise to a lot of folks that he did not get traded. We'll talk about that. And we'll also talk a little bit about Major League Baseball today.
Yeah, I like it.
That's
kind of what we do. It's kind of what we do.
Definitely
And usually in that order, actually.
Yeah, usually in that order. We'll also talk a little bit about your Utah Hockey Club, Utah Hockey, Utah NHL Hockey. Let's be clear on that. We don't talk about the Grizzlies here for some reason.
We also don't talk about Utah Utes hockey.
No, we also don't talk about
that is also Utah hockey.
That is also Utah hockey. We also don't talk about soccer or rugby either.
Yeah, I'm getting into soccer though. I'll tell you what. Now having a little one playing soccer.
Dude, I cannot stand little league soccer. Like when my son played for 2 years, and I was finally glad when he stopped playing it. It's the only kids sporting event where you're responsible to bring your own chair. Drives me absolutely insane.
That is correct.
Flag football and little league football also, but I can't stand being in anything where I need to. I'm required to bring my own seating.
See, and I just keep them in the back of my truck.
And God forbid it's your turn for snacks. Then you got to be bringing in a cooler, your own seating. It's the middle of summer. It's hot as balls.
You got to bring an easy up or an umbrella. Tons of sunscreen.
Yeah, it's just. Oh.
And then you just roast for like a good solid hour.
And it's just 12 kids just running into a ball. And then maybe one kid gets kicked in the face with a ball.
Yeah, we do. This is competitive soccer, so it's a little easier to watch because there's actually like some tactics going on and some good defensive play. It's pretty good.
My son played for 2 years, one in outdoor and one in arena. I like the arena much better because again, your seat was provided, so that was nice.
But really bent about the seats,
dude. The seat thing is just so stupid. Chime in, folks. Let me know what you think as far as that goes. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching live on the live stream, chime in the comments. Let me know if you agree with me on this one, that soccer for kids is just the worst sport to attend as a parent. And the other thing is they're all wearing the exact same 5 colors. You're like, oh, okay, my kid's wearing a blue shirt, so I'm going to find the kids with other blue shirts. Well, they have all the age groups playing at the same time, and they're relatively around the same age. So can you tell the difference between an 8 and a 9-year-old?
No.
Probably not.
They're all roughly the same size.
Oh, we're on field 7. Like, are there signs to say what field? No.
You just have to count.
You just have to count, or you have to bring a diagram, which also you're not going to do. Sorry, folks. I get really passionate about the fact that I just do not like Little League soccer.
Youth soccer is obviously Darren's arch nemesis.
Oh, my gosh. It's just so bad.
Hey, Darren, we got a game coming up. You want to come?
Oh, my gosh.
I'll bring you a chair.
You just send me a pin so I know which field to go to.
I'll send you a pin, and I'll bring you a chair.
On the 16-acre grass field where I'm dodging dog stuff all over the place. Anyway, folks, if you're watching this on the live stream, please feel free to comment on the live stream here. We are, super excited to have you guys here. This is a live stream, so let us know where you're watching from, and feel free to talk about whatever subject we're talking about while we're chatting here. We're going to get into content real fast. We actually do have our first comment, and it is the Tammy Price coming with Feel Your Pain. Absolutely, Tammy, you got to feel me on that one. Just be thankful that, I don't know. Soccer just wasn't that popular, back in the day. So
very popular.
See, I played baseball, and there was a snack bar. There was literally
always somewhere to sit.
There was always somewhere to sit, and it was a good time. Soccer, man, it's like it's either cold and wet and rainy, or it's just hotter than the devil's armpit. It's like your only two choices.
I was just at a friend's like competitive baseball game, and if you didn't have your own chair, you were sitting on the grass.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because the whole bleachers were full.
Well, it had bleachers.
Yeah, bleachers, but full. So good thing I bring chairs everywhere because of soccer.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Good idea. Thank you for chiming in there, Tammy. Once again, folks, if you're watching this on the live stream, please feel free to chime in. Let us know what you think, what you're thinking about the subjects we're talking about, and we will jump into it. Youth soccer was what we jumped off the show with. But yeah, so we'll definitely talk about that. Now, before we get into content, folks, as a reminder, we'll just let you know, folks, we did it. You did it, actually.
You did it.
You did it, folks, listening on the podcast, watching on YouTube. You guys did it. We officially have hit 1,000 subscribers. I believe we're at 103 right now.
1,003. Yep.
This channel is officially monetized, which that means that we are going to honor our word, folks. The first $500 that we earn in AdSense revenue are going back to our subscribers. So if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and smash that like button, because we're giving the first $500 that we earn in AdSense revenue back to y'all. So keep that in mind. Again, that is $500 giveaway. So we got some other people in the comments there. We've got Tammy shouting yay. Also, congrats. Thank you very much, Tammy. We deeply appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
We've got Ted Harrington. Congratulations on 1K. Thank you, Ted. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us here, and thanks for chiming in. And then we also have McKinley Cutler. I kept saying culture for like the longest time. I still
he finally can spell.
I can finally spell. It's so far away, guys. McKinley, thank you for congratulating us on the 1K. We are super excited about it. Again, we are giving away the first $500 that we earn back to y'all. So if you are subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell, because we'll be giving those away to our subscribers
as soon as the money comes in.
Yeah, and as that comes in, this isn't the end, folks. Right, when we're going to keep it going, we'll do giveaways.
We'll probably do another giveaway at 1,500. I say another giveaway at 2,000. Let's just keep pushing for it. Yeah,
we'll keep it rolling. Jazz tickets, whatever.
I like jazz tickets.
Yeah, we'll keep doing
that.
You have
to take us.
Yeah, you got to come with that. Yeah, we'll do. I think that's more of a penalty than it is.
Oh yeah, probably to hear us harassing each other during jazz games.
Yeah, him paying for the parking and bitching about it, me buying the beer and bitching about that. Yeah, it's gonna be good times. But anyway, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about sports, shall we?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go ahead and first talk about let's do some college football. So let's jump into that. Do you want to do the intro to that?
Absolutely.
Okay, before we do that, should I do the main intro for the podcast for the audio? We should probably do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, folks. So just so if you're watching live, we do also put this out as a podcast, and it's available wherever you get your audio. We like to do an intro for that, so they don't feel like they're listening to a YouTube channel. We try to break it up a little bit for them. So, hello, Internet. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Who is the connect? Really struggled there. I was like, okay.
All right, take two.
Take two. Okay.
All right. Hello, Internet. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Who is the conference champion in the Big 12 conference?
Let's go ahead and break that down. All right. So we've done this for the Big 12. We're going to be doing it for the Big 12. We've done it for the Big 10. We also did it last week, the ACC.
Yep, absolutely.
So, so this time it is Big 12. Big 12 country.
Time. Yeah.
Let's do it.
And we live in Big 12 country now. So it's time to go.
Yeah, it's going to be super surprising on who's going to be picked first in this conference. Just, don't let the color of the walls or the hats in the background confuse you. This is impartial, 100%. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Let's go ahead and first start with dark horse. Do you want to go with your dark horse? Or do you want me to go with mine?
I'll go with mine.
All right, roll it.
Okay, my dark horse in the ACC in the Big 12 conference.
Big dark horse.
Yeah, really big. I have no chance of winning the ACC conference at all. I'm going to go with Kansas State.
Okay.
I really love this team, honestly. I do think that moving on from Will Howard, obviously he transferred out last year, is going to be really tough. They also lost a lot of talent on their offensive line. Their running attack, though, Avery Johnson, Dylan Edwards, adding on to DJ Giddens. I mean, I do believe that those three running backs are going to be giving defensive coordinators just nightmares all season long, trying to figure out how to contain those guys. Chris Kleiman, the head coach, he's just been an absolute center stone for this university this whole time. He knows how to get these guys ready every single week in, week out. He knows how to win, and he knows how to get the most out of every single one of his players. This was really tough because I was kind of back and forth on OK State and these guys. And honestly, there's a great chance that Kansas State makes me eat my words on this one, because I do believe they're that good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they could very well be playing in the conference championship later this year.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. Before we get to mine here, we're going to hit up one more comment there. Ted Harrington said impartial. Yeah, right. We're doing our best over here, Ted. We're doing our best.
We're trying.
Yeah. So as far as my dark horse, what I got Oklahoma State. So the reason why I have them as a dark horse and not a runner-up is they have some interesting road games. They have a tough road slate coming up their way, with road games against BYU, Baylor, TCU, and Colorado. Those are all road games. I got them losing both to Baylor and Kansas State. They also have some interesting FCS. They have an FCS game where they're playing San Diego State. South Dakota State.
Yeah, which is an FCS powerhouse.
Yeah. So South Dakota State.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, again, that could be a trap game depending on their health.
Yeah.
So I think I got them losing that one potentially. And, some of those road games, I got them beating BYU and I got them beating BYU in Colorado, but I had them losing to Baylor and TCU on that. So there's 3 losses I think that the Oklahoma State could be getting this season. So for that reason, I got them as my dark horse.
Okay, I like it. I got them as my runner-up, obviously. Like you mentioned, this team does have a tough non-conference schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can power through that, they do have the advantage of playing Utah at home in Stillwater, obviously, which is fantastic. They were gifted that. Getting quarterback Alan Bowman back with another year under his belt. He played last year for him. Hopefully the game just continues to kind of slow down for him a little bit. And if he can continue to command the offense, he's got obviously the excellent running back in Ollie Gordon, who's just going to be an absolute weapon. And I think that if Bowman can get some of his passing attack going so the teams can't just singularly scheme against Ollie Gordon, it's going to open up a lot for him, a lot for Bowman as well. And another player that I really like is linebacker Colin Oliver. He's a converted edge player. He had a really good season last year. He plays linebacker now. Really kind of started finding his stride last year, and I think he'll be very much improved and kind of an anchor for this defense. So, and then obviously they got Mike Gundy. Yeah, I mean the dude's a legend. He's the longest tenured coach I think in college football. Correct me, Oklahoma State fans. I'm sure you guys know. But yeah, I got them as my runner-up in the conference.
Gotcha. So I'm going to flip that on you. I got my runner-up is going to be Kansas State. For a lot of the reasons that you mentioned there, So I don't have a whole lot to give on this one. So you basically stole my notes on that one. So way to go. But one thing I do want to mention is that their hardest opponent is going to be at home, which is Oklahoma State. I do believe they don't play. Let's see here.
Yeah, Kansas State does not play Utah this year. I know that.
Yeah, so they're not playing Utah.
Yeah.
And their hardest other game, which would be Oklahoma State, they have at home. They have at home.
Yep.
They also play against Arizona at home, which I think is going to be a sneaky team this year.
Arizona's going to be good.
So while they didn't make my runner-up, I do have them pretty close there. I think they're going to be somewhere in the mix there. At the top of the conference, but I think that's going to be a tough game for them. They do have DJ Giddens, which is one of the most intimidating running backs in all of the country, as far as that goes. And they're also getting Avery Johnson, who is with a quarterback rating of 142, and Dylan Edwards, running back from Colorado, who is ranked 140th overall in the country.
Yeah,
across all players. Again, he'll likely play behind DJ, but that gives you some great depth on the running back position.
Yep.
And again, with the schedule that I'm seeing there, where they're not going to face Utah and their toughest other opponent is going to be a home game, I think they got a good shot at being a runner-up.
Yeah.
So that's where I got them.
No, like I said, I was kind of back and forth on it. It was super close. I just, I went OK State.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. So
we got a couple comments.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into those here. Little bit off topic here, but we're always good with that. McKinley, you mentioned the with the new evidence and info. Do you think Michigan's national championship should come with an asterisk? Oh, that's a good question.
That is a great question.
I'm sure Ohio State fans will probably say so.
Yeah. I don't know if I think it should. I think that those players still went out there. I get it. You may have had a little bit of an advantage, but I think that those players still went out there and worked their tails off every single week. They still won every single football team put in front of them. And regardless of the information they had before the games, you still had to win the game. You still had to go out and actually do the work.
Yeah. And, Harbaugh was suspended for 6 games of that season.
Yeah.
So, you had your
and that was what they decided the punishment was in the moment.
Right.
Right. You can't go back and say, well, we've got new information, that maybe that wasn't enough. Like,
so that's a good question. Based off of the fact that there's new evidence, can you reopen it up? I don't think you can.
I don't know.
That's a good question. Great question. I don't know, man. I kind of lean towards no on that one. While I think it probably should be at least noted. Can you tell the story of that season without mentioning that?
I don't think so.
So that's kind of where I'm sitting at there. Kind of the same thing when it comes to, sorry to switch sports, but same thing with the Houston Astros in 2017. You can't tell the story of that season without mentioning the fact that they achieved all the way through to get their World Series win.
Absolutely.
On cans. So, I kind of feel like, yes, should it be? Yes, but is it going to be? Probably not. So great question on that. Let's also hit up this other comment that you got there, McKinley. Also, they can still sign. So you think Michigan will be a good start this year? Great question. We actually did talk about that in our Big Ten video.
Yes.
I can't remember. I believe I have them as my dark horse or runner.
Yeah, I think you got them
because of that reason.
Yeah, I think you got them dark horse.
Yeah, because of that reason, I have them a dark horse because I have Ohio State ahead of them because of the fact that they can still sign now.
Yeah.
And while I do have them as a dark horse because they did win the conference championship, they also did win it. Again, like you mentioned, the players were still out there winning it, and it still was the case of, the head coach was also suspended, so I don't know. I think they have a good shot. I don't think they're going to win the conference, but they definitely have a shot. We will link to that video in the comments down below for sure.
Yep.
So check that out if you like to. So let's go ahead and jump into the winner of who we have as the Big 12 preseason prediction winner.
Surprise.
Yeah. Shocking. I know, everybody.
I'm going to go with the University of Utah.
Clutch my pearls.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just got a real good feeling Utah's going to take the conference.
All right. Run your reasoning.
All right. So I think a big thing here is Utah has done a great job of ignoring all of this preseason hype and recognition and predictions. And I think they're going to continue to do just that as the season kind of rolls up, right? I think they take the schedule 1 week at a time, handle business. I think some of the best part is prior to this season, you as a Pac-12 team, you pretty much had to be undefeated to make a college football playoff. And that's really not the case this year. So not needing an undefeated season to make the college football playoff, I think is going to allow this team to play hard, take some chances. And some of those chances may pay off. Some of them may cost them a game, but the best part is if they can use some of these opportunities to continue to get better throughout the season and stay healthy, big exclamation point, stay healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
As long as they're healthy at the end of the season, I think they're going to be one of the toughest teams, not only in the conference, but I think in the country to beat. Obviously, Cam's back. Brant Keithy's back. We add Dorian Singer, who I think very well could be Cam Rising's top target this year. The defense is going to be loaded. Lander Barton's back. Teo Johnson's ready to take the step, and he's ready to be the next big cornerback out of the U that goes to the NFL. Dude, I am just so excited. I cannot wait for Utah football to start.
Yeah.
It can't start soon enough.
A little less than 3 weeks at the time of recording.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty interesting. Obviously, I have Utes winning the conference as well. Again, with Rising under center and Brant Keithy back as well from his injuries. I say those were the only two missing pieces from this team repeating last year.
Yeah.
Now, again, that is in a stat conference with Washington and Oregon last year.
That were monsters.
Yeah.
And I mean, Oregon made us look real bad.
I mean, if you were to go back and tell us that we were going to have 20 starters not playing most of the season last year, they ended up.
Our predictions would have been much different. Yeah.
8-4 is basically what they finished at last year.
Yeah.
So absolutely. And, you can give me whatever you want on the bowl gloss there. I just think that that's definitely something that you just didn't even want to bother showing up for. So
they didn't.
Yeah. So can you believe it's been that long since Wits won a bowl game?
Kind of crazy. Oh,
yeah,
we got a BYU fan comment.
Oh, we got a BYU
McKinley,
fan.
Let's hear it.
I love it, dude. Let's take a look at this. What do you got here for us? Let's see. As a BYU fan, it hurts me to say, but Utah is a really good team, and I'm expecting them to compete for the Pac-12 championship,
Big 12 championship,
Big 12 championship,
and a big bowl game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, BYU fans are welcome here, McKinley.
Yeah,
we love them, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, when any team in Utah has a good year, we'll definitely talk about it. Just because we're U fans doesn't mean we're not going to cover the boys down south. So yeah, you're welcome here for us always there.
And I like that you can recognize that Utah does have a strong team, because that takes a lot from a BYU. Most of them are like, Utah's going to suck. There's no chance.
Yeah, a big question mark is definitely going to be injuries for the Utes team.
Absolutely,
for sure.
That's no secret.
Yeah, definitely no secret there. But yeah, I'd have to say again, when it comes to Dorian Singer, he did have 283 receiving yards last year, 24 receptions, 3 touchdowns, and was the 8th ranked receiver in the portal last year. Really broke out for Arizona in 2022 with over 1,100 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns. I think he's, I think they're going to be coming into the conference title game with one loss. I think they're only going to have one loss this year.
That one loss at Oklahoma State.
Exactly. Oklahoma State, and CBS actually Sports has them as the class of the conference, quote unquote there. So yeah, I like the Utes' chance to win the conference being the first year in. So we definitely look forward to that. Quick question for you there, McKinley. What do you think the BYU's record is going to be this year? Let us know in the chat there. I do see they have a few tough games there, but I'd love to hear from you on that one.
So question, you had it on our list, but I kind of want to talk about this. Is the Colorado game for Utah a trap game?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think absolutely it is.
I totally agree. And I think it's 100% because of that BYU game the week before. Exactly.
They're going to be coming off of that game, and they're going to be on cloud 9, or, no offense, McKinley, but they're going to be, on cloud 9 for reaffirming their holy war win streak, starting a new one there. And,
but I mean, if something catastrophic happens and BYU beats Utah, I don't know if there's a chance they can even win that Colorado game.
I don't know, dude.
This Colorado team, number 1 in the transfer portal. And don't get me wrong, they were number 1 last year too. Yeah. And obviously we see how that turned out. But I think the emotions that run in that BYU game can very well take a week to get off. If that's even a close emotional game, that Colorado game could be really tough for them to get. It may take them a quarter or two to get into an offensive rhythm, to get out there and actually start playing with some juice. And if Colorado can figure things out a little bit this year, that might not be enough time. I mean? You might need more than 2 quarters to actually get it going.
I do think with the most change we've had on the defensive line in the last few years, I do think the Colorado offense does have a chance to kind of confuse them a little bit.
I'm not convinced that offensive line for Colorado is going to be anything.
No, I don't think, but I think their quarterback play and,
so there's going to be awesome.
I do think that they have a chance if they get the ball going in the air. I definitely think that Utah's defense may scramble a little bit because there are a bunch of players in new positions on the defensive side. So there is a chance. I think they could be coming in way too confident after BYU win, or after BYU loss. Yeah, you got a good point there. It's definitely a good shot either way. But yeah, so 3 weeks out, what do you think is the biggest concern that you have for this Utes team?
I want to say health, but I'm concerned that this team is going to lack the ability to be together right out the gate. There is a lot of new faces on the offensive side of the ball. Not having some of those veteran players that we've had in the last couple of years, I think having Cam back out there is going to help us a ton. But yeah, I worry that they're going to be able to come together and just. I'm glad that they have 3 games that are kind of quote unquote scheduled wins,
right?
And I mean, it really is Baylor that.
I don't know.
I mean, Baylor's that's a tough game.
Yeah.
That's a conference opponent that is talented, that's deep, that does a great job recruiting. So they've got some tough games that
it's a non-conference game this year.
That
I don't understand how that works.
That they'll need to make sure they can get some momentum going. So my biggest concern is probably momentum and how fast they can get it going, because anybody that watched Utah football just last year, it was brutal because they never got anything going on offense. You watch Utah the year before, and they're an offensive juggernaut. You can't wait for them to get the football because Cam's taking them down the field.
Yeah. And there's a lot of cohesion on that team.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime they had those 2 players, Keefe and Rising, they won the Pac-12. That's just, whenever those 2 are healthy, they won the conference. So I definitely think that that's what we got looking forward to. We have look forward to this year. I do agree with you, though. I think cohesion within the team this year is going to be the biggest concern there. We also have a response back from McKinley there. Probably not good. Don't have a lot of faith in the team this year. Maybe 7/8 best case scenario there. More likely 5 or 6 wins. Okay, sorry, 7 or 8 best case scenario for wins. 5 or 6 more likely wins. Really depends on the offense. Line. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So when it comes to BYU, though, this is going to be their 2nd year in the conference. I do think that they got a little bit better. I don't know. I think their recruiting this year was better than last year.
They did a better job recruiting, but you have to, as a BYU fan, at some point start wondering if Kalani Sitake is able to run a whole team and keep them successful. You have a great offensive coordinator, and Kalani is supposed to be your defensive mind that is the glue to that team.
Right.
BYU is in an essence built just like a Utah football team, right? He's from the Kyle Whittingham coaching tree, right? You're a defense first team that packs an offensive punch. I wonder if they can get the offense going and can the defense continue to be tough, because they always have a good defensive program.
Mm-hmm.
Can their offense get it together? I really thought with some of their quarterback transfers and stuff last year that they were going to be able to piece some wins together and go. It didn't quite work out for them, but I mean, they were in a lot of those games and made them close that I didn't think they even stood a chance in. So yeah, I don't know. I think it was pretty good. I think you commented one more time.
Yep, we got you. See, BYU has a great running back talent, but they can't shine. They can't shine last year. The O-line was terrible. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, dude, it's amazing what when it comes back to the running backs. If they don't have a offensive line to push the
real hard to get going.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't get a block. It's real hard to get going.
It really is. Really is. Well, yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate it. Thanks, McKinley, for the comments there. Again, like we said, love the engagement with you guys. Please feel free to comment in the live stream there as we're going. Hit us up in the chat. We'd love to hear from you for sure. Let's go ahead and now pivot on over to should we talk about a little bit of a Utah Hockey Club?
I think we should. Let's talk about some new signings with the Utah Hockey Club.
All right, so let's go ahead and break it down now. This is something that was actually mentioned in the comments before. We'll go ahead and clip the comment in here so you can see. Again, obviously, folks, you see these videos on YouTube. Be sure to check it out. Comment in the video. Comment down below on anything, and then if it's something we want to bring up, we'll definitely talk about it next week. So
absolutely, we love it.
So before we get into the content, folks, once again, we are on the grind with this channel to get to 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit that number, we'll be giving away one of those sweet new Utah Hockey Club jerseys. Those will be a collector's items as they will only be available this year. Probably shorter. Rumor is that it possibly could be shorter, but we'll see. So yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and make sure you smash that like button. We'll be on the grind again, like I said, to 1,000 subscribers. Once we do that, we will be giving away one of those jerseys. We have our own channel for the Utah Hockey Club, Utah Hockey DNA. If you're watching that on this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, as we will be giving away that jersey on this channel. Yeah, if you're watching this on our main channel, link to Utah Hockey DNA will be in the description below. So
make sure you check it out. Hit subscribe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's go ahead and first talk about some of the thank you. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the signings there. Let's first talk about John Marino. Let's talk about him. Might be confused with Dan
Marino. Yeah, I was gonna say I like Dan, dude. He was a stud.
He's a stud, but unfortunately, unlike him, we're gonna need this guy to win a ring here. So let's talk about that.
Wow.
Sorry, Dolphins fans. Sorry, guys. But once again, folks, when it comes to that, John Marino is a 27-year-old, 6'1", 181-pound defenseman from northeastern Massachusetts. In 75 games played last year, he has 4 goals and last season he had 4 goals and 21 assists for a total of 25 points. He actually had a negative 6 on the plus minus for last season though, which was odd. He has his career is a plus 38. He just had 41 minutes in the penalty last year. So that definitely hurted him, which is actually more than double his average, which probably is the reason why he had the negative 6 minus there. But Utah Hockey Club's probably hoping that he has more return to last year, his first year with the Devils there, where he had a plus 21 on the negative plus minus scale. Ironically, he did have he did that with a less assists and the same goal numbers, which is 14 assists. So it really was those penalties that jumped out at him.
Oh yeah, real hard to make successful plays when you are when you're not on the ice.
Yeah, again, I think he's going to be. What did I say? Oh, no color change. Good point. Good point, McKinley.
Saved us.
You
just saved us like 8 minutes of editing, McKinley. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it. We'll have to scroll back a couple minutes to get there, but appreciate it. Color change. We definitely got to have that. But yeah, so again, for Marino there, I think he's a great pickup. 27 years old, 6'1", right in the middle of his prime there. I think these are great years for him. Again, very, like I said, aggressive defenseman. Sorry,
defensive person. I like that better.
Person, defensive person.
You're a really defensive person.
Hey,
you don't know how he is personally. Okay, you can't attack him like that.
Exactly. But yeah, so I think he's going to be a great pickup on that. Again, this just shows how much they're really investing in the whole defensive side of the ice there. across the blue line. I mean, he's again, 29 playoff games, 6 total assists. I think this is going to be one of the main reasons why he's brought on. He did sign a 6-year, $26 million contract extension in 2021. He's got 2 years remaining on that contract. Utah traded the number 49th pick in the 2024 draft and Edmonds' 2025 second-round draft pick for Moreno and the 153rd fifth-round pick for him. So, yeah, some playoff experience and coming into his prime on the defensive end. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. The other signing we got is actually Ian Cole.
Right.
Ian Cole is a 35-year-old defenseman. He won the Stanley Cup with the Penguins in 2016 and 2017. He played his college hockey at Notre Dame. He was drafted 18th overall by the Louisville Blues in the 2007 NHL entry draft. He made his NHL debut in November of 2010. He has played for the Penguins, the Blue Jackets, the Avalanche, the Wild, the Hurricanes, the Lightning, the Canucks, and he now joins the Utah Hockey Club.
Been around.
Yeah, he has played for a few teams. He joins Utah on a 1-year deal, $3.1 million contract. He has played in 826 NHL games, scoring 34 goals in his career, and has had 159 assists. Last year with the Canucks, he was a +10 in the plus-minus. He had 11 points with 2 goals and 9 assists. This guy's known for having just an amazing work ethic. He plays with great energy, and I do believe that he's going to be a great influence for some of these younger players that they have been picking up and adding. He did notably have double hip surgery in the summer of 2019 because he was having some issues, but he was noted in the press saying that he felt refreshed after the surgery. He felt better and quicker, and he has had a couple of really strong seasons since his double hip surgery in 2019.
Yeah. 3 seasons where he's averaging 75 games a year. I'm sorry, playing a minimum of 75 games in the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, this is just a great addition to fill up some of the bench depth. He's known as kind of being a bench player. He's not a starting kind of guy, but he's bench depth. It just kind of shows that Utah's adding some bench players, adding some bench depth with veteran players so that they can still develop some of the young talent and, some of those major minutes. And hopefully this helps Utah win some more games.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Again, last year he did have, again, in 79 games, had 11 points, 2 goals, 9 assists. He's averaging a little less than 18 minutes a game, so on the ice. So that's still, again, like you mentioned, kind of a bench role there. Really kind of on and off. What I really like about this guy is going to be the playoff experience. 129 games played in the playoffs, 28 assists, 3 goals for a total of 31 combined points, and has a combined plus-minus of 10. He's a real gamer, man. He's played 13 years in the league.
Absolutely.
And like I mentioned there, you mentioned after the surgery, he's averaging at least 75 games per year in the last 3 seasons. So the guy's there to play, and he's there to be what's the word I'm looking for? A presence both on and off the ice for this team.
McKinley said, well, at least one Utah professional team is going to be focused on defense.
Yeah.
That is a great point.
Very good point.
And with the Lauri news, we'll get to that in just a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, I saw that comment down there, and you saw me chuckle a little bit where you were like, oh, that's great. I like it. Yeah, again, what the Utah Hockey Club's doing there is really kind of honing on the defense side, had a lot of electric talent on the offensive side, did draft a lot of offensive talent as well.
Yep.
So, coming down the pipe, we'll have a lot more. Speaking of which, we did have a signing for the minor league team, right? You mentioned that last year.
Yeah,
last
absolutely.
week. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but they signed a contract with a minor league team.
I can't remember who it was now.
This is making for great content, guys.
I'm sorry. Well, I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. I should have put it in my notes.
That's all right. It's all good. Yeah. So but anyway, so again, really looking forward to it. I do think these additions that the Utah Hockey Club made is definitely going to help this team greatly. Again, being the main thing that they were looking for was definitely on the defensive end. But once again, folks, this is part of our Utah Hockey DNA channel. We just launched this channel. We already have 130 subscribers to this channel, I believe.
Absolutely. The support's been awesome.
Yeah, it's slowly started to gain traction on this one here. We really appreciate it, guys. Once again, once this channel gets monetized, we will be giving away one of those Utah Hockey Club jerseys. Again, those are going to be, what I'm looking for. collector's
Limited
items.
edition.
Limited edition, very nice. Limited edition hockey jerseys that we will be giving away once this channel hits 1,000 subscribers. So if you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button on the Utah Hockey DNA and also hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that jersey giveaway.
Do it.
And if you're watching this on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap, a link to that channel will be listed in the description below.
Check it out, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the good stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. You got anything else on our boys on the ice there?
Not yet.
All right.
Not yet.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on over to the Utah Jazz, shall we?
Absolutely. No, you hit it. We're going to try to change it before it comes back.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Don't we have an intro there?
Don't you have one of the rolling intros on this one?
I do.
Okay.
Don't we have an intro?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lauri Markkanen signs a new Lauri Markkanen reportedly signs a new contract.
It hasn't been signed yet.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Lauri Markkanen reportedly agrees to a new contract with the Utah Jazz. Let's talk about it. I'm yellow.
All right. So let's go ahead and break it down, shall we?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the big news is, obviously, if you're watching this channel, you're watching us for the Utah Jazz, you probably already know, but let's go ahead and talk about it anyway.
It just happened today.
It just happened today,
Yeah, so
right?
check it out here first.
Yeah, I mean, we did know this yesterday when he didn't get traded yesterday. That kind of set the tone. So anyway, Larry stays. So which surprises no one here. He did not sign an extension prior to the 6th. So why don't you go ahead and break that down? Why that's so important?
So this is huge for the Jazz because it kind of shows that the Utah is moving in the direction.
Okay, before that, explain the whole why this
okay.
is important.
Yeah, so because of the 6th. So the way that his contract was written, obviously the trade deadline, his contract's written that he can't be traded for 6 months. On the 6th, if he signed a contract yesterday, it actually falls on the February 6th deadline,
which is the trade deadline.
Which is the trade deadline, meaning he could have been traded. If he signed his contract yesterday, he could have been traded at the trade deadline.
Right. So
waiting till today, he cannot be traded for the remainder of the 24-25 season.
Right. So basically that kind of just lets you know exactly where Larry was sitting in this whole time. You know, we all knew how he liked it here. As far as a player, his family likes it here. He wants to win here. So saying all the good things, we did post it on our Instagram page there. So be sure to check us out on Instagram there. Link will be somewhere. We'll put it there. Oh, it's right there. Actually,
it's down somewhere.
It's right down over there.
Here.
It's right there.
Yeah.
How you guys liking the overlay?
Yeah, that's
let us know. But anyway, sources close to the team say that Lauri and the team are close to a long-term extension, which would be in the neighborhood somewhere of 5 years, $200 million.
Yep.
So give me your thoughts on that. What do you think about that?
Well, this is a tough one, right? Because obviously I would love to see the Jazz win and win now. I want to see the Jazz win and win now. They didn't make any other moves to support Lauri throughout this. So we're going to be coming back with the same team that was subpar. I don't know, man. I'm torn on it because if we're going to lose, I don't think we're going to lose enough games to be effective and to get where we want to be in the draft with Lauri on the roster. I think Lauri is obviously, he recognizes that and he's okay losing games. Okay building a team, right? I don't think he's okay just losing games, but I think he's okay understanding that there's going to be some tough games ahead while we develop some of these younger players to be what we want them to be in the future. We got to, the huge pickup with Cody Williams. I think he's going to be a fantastic talent, but hopefully we just use this game this season as an opportunity to grow these players to their maximum potential, regardless of the outcome, right? Because losing games is not the worst thing that could happen to us.
Okay. Yeah. Let me put your mind at ease here and kind of clear on why you're torn and kind of put that all to bed. Okay. Two things. One, let me start with the negative. One, Lauri Markkanen is not a top 10 player in the NBA.
Correct.
So he was not going to be the difference for us getting into the playoffs or not making it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Proved that last year, right? One of the things that he said, the quote that he said on the Instagram post, for you listen to that, what he posted on the Utah Jazz Instagram post, is that Utah Jazz fans deserve to win. That's the thing that I heard him say. And he also said that he wants to build a team. Okay. So one of the things we talked about last week when we talked about Gordon Hayward and how important and how bad it was, the fact that we couldn't get a white kid who is married with a family who wants to stay home and play video games all day, not to stay in Utah. Well, here's the exact opposite. Here's a much more talented player who is an all-star starter a year and a half ago, who is a top 10, top 20 player in the league, who does want to stay here and understands, okay, now I got my bag. Now I'm going to be doing, now I'm willing to do what it needs to be done for this team to win.
Right.
That's who we have in Lauri Markkanen right now.
Yeah.
He didn't have to worry. He probably didn't like losing last year because he knew that means he wasn't going to have enough stats to really earn a decent contract if Utah was planning on trading him.
Right.
With the fact that he's not trading, with the fact he's going to get his $200 million guarantee contract, and with those statements he made in that particular post, I have a great feeling that he's going to be willing to, have a phantom IL stint here and there, take a few games off, here or there, do some load management and really help this team. Yeah, we may not get Cooper Flagg, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. You only have a 13% chance of getting him if you're the worst
and
team.
Plus,
in
it's
the
a
NBA.
loaded draft. I mean, there's like 7. Yeah, Cooper Flagg's generational talent, quote unquote, right? But this is a loaded draft. There's like 6 or 7 players in this draft that are all NBA starter level talent.
Yeah, I'd say if they make it in the top 5, that's basically what you want to go
absolutely.
with. And as long as you're one of the, I think NBA.com has them and ESPN both have them as the 8th worst team in the league.
Yeah.
So a lot of East Coast teams are pretty bad. I think the only team in the West they have them worst is the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Everybody else is going to be pretty much better than the Utah Jazz, which is fine, and I'm definitely okay with that. But that's kind of where I'm sitting. I think that now that Lauri has his contract and he has some confidence that he's going to be with this team for the long run, at least for one full season, doesn't mean he can't be traded after next season, but he's secure that he's going to be here for at least another year. He's got his contract. He knows where the Jazz are. They wouldn't have signed a contract without talking about that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He knows where the Jazz want to be, and he knows what the only path to really get him there. And if they come out winning some games and they impress people like they did 2 years ago, who knows? Maybe the trade deadline acquisitions work this time. Who knows? But I think it's just time to stop trying to tank to get the number 1 overall pick, because draft luck has never fallen Utah's way.
And it's not going to.
And this year's not going to be any different. And even if you did have the worst record in the NBA, you only have a 13% chance of getting the top pick. You do have a 30% chance if you're one of the 5 worst teams of getting a top 5 pick, which is exactly where the Jazz want to be. Because like you said, there are at least 5 starters in this draft, NBA starters year 1 up in this draft. So 100% agree. I think it's a great move for the Jazz to lock him up. And again, he's our guy, man. He's our guy.
Yep, I agree. McKinley chimed in. He said, I know everyone wanted to trade Lauri. I can't actually read it.
Okay. I know everyone wanted to trade Lauri for pennies on the dollar to tank, but I like the known value
of Lauri over an unknown of the draft.
Exactly. Lottery or bust potential. 100% agree with you on that, McKinley. Yeah, he's our guy. He may not be he may not be a top 5 player, but he could easily be. Again, you need 3. You need 1 top 10 player, you need a top 30 player, and you need a top 50 player. I can argue that maybe Keontae could be a top 50 guard in this league. And then you already have Lauri, who is just coming into his prime. He could be better than he is now, but he's a top 20 player in this league. So we just got to find that unicorn that's going to be our guy.
And I think a big thing is with Lauri, if you can get some talent in around him, man, the pressure that it would take off Lauri in a lot of these situations, dude, he is in such a rough situation because he's the only player on that team that anybody guards.
Yeah.
I mean, like how many double teams and triple teams did we see Lauri get coming off of screens where, I mean, you're not even worried about anybody else shooting the ball. They're just, Lauri's catching every single defensive scheme. If they can stop Lauri, they can win the basketball game. I think if they can get some talent in around him, and I think and I think that's just as easy as if Cody Williams can shoot the ball, if Keontae can improve his 3-point shooting percentage in some of these games, when Jordan Clarkson's on the floor, Colin Sexton's on the floor, you got some of these guys that can increase their shooting percentages just a little bit and just have to respect some of the other players on the team. We're going to see Lauri make another jump. And I do believe he could be up into that top 20, top 15 ranked player because he is that skilled of a player.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Jazz are in a great position. It's just one of those things where, I don't think they're willing to lose in face of sacrificing their franchise much longer.
Right.
You know, I think maybe this year is it, and then after that is pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
So also another comment here from Kinley. He says, I honestly think that the limited minutes, and I think if they limit minutes and DMP at the end of the year, we could be bottom 6. Yeah, I agree. I think there's definitely going to be some phantom IL issues that he's going to have. And, you know, like you said over there, you know, AJ, is that there's a good chance that they want to give these young players some time and see what we can get. We do know that we're just not going to get that player. We've tried for the last like 5 different players that were top players in the trade market that we missed on every single one of them, that the trade market is not going to be our friend. So it's definitely going to be draft, and we got to keep the good player we have. So I think it was the right move all around.
Absolutely.
I like it. All right. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know in the comments down below. Let us know what you think about your Utah Jazz and Lauri Markkanen basically saying that he wants to stay here and he wants to sign a contract extension here in Utah, knowing he's going to be with the team at least one more year. We want to hear from you. Be sure to comment down below and let us know what you think in regards. Once again, folks, we are on the grind. We do have our own channel for the Utah Jazz called the Utah Jazz DNA. We are on the grind to 1,000 subscribers here. Once we hit that number, we will be giving away one of those sweet new Utah Jazz black jerseys. So if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that giveaway. If you're watching this on that channel, if you're watching this on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap, the link to that channel will be in the description below.
Yes, it will be. Make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you do all the other stuff too.
Absolutely. Love to hear from you on that. All right, so let's go ahead and break into a little bit of well, before we do that, we got one more comment here. I believe that one's from McKinley as well. Let's see here. After the Warriors offered Moody and picks was the best offer we had, I would have been pissed if they took that trade.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you were going to get Cooper Flag, then the trade makes sense. If that was your goal to get Cooper, then yeah, that trade would make sense. But anything less than that didn't make any sense. I don't understand what the Warriors were doing, man. They struck out on PG3. They struck out on Mikal Bridges. They struck out on DeMar DeRozan, and they couldn't even get the deal done for Lauri. And it's just because they wouldn't bring in the Rodman there, like Podman. Sorry, not Rodman. Podman, Podzinski. Like they wouldn't bring him in. Like
it's like they wouldn't give up enough. They're like, we want to keep everything together, but we still want to have more.
Like, how are you supposed to? What is he going to do to help you win a championship in the next 3 years during Steph and Draymond's prime? I just didn't make any sense. As far as me, I think that was a bonehead move for the Warriors not to do, but it was the right move for the Jazz to do. 100% agree. All right, so let's go ahead and pivot on over. Do you got anything else on the Jazz?
Nope.
All right, so let's go ahead and pivot on over to Major League Baseball, shall we?
Yep.
You ready to change the color?
Yeah, hold on. I'm ready.
All right, so let's go ahead and break down some Major League Baseball, shall we?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about Shohei Ohtani will be the National League's first designated hitter MVP. So this is something I wanted to kind of talk about for a while now.
Okay.
And I just kind of got a little bit more reinforcements when it comes to this on Shohei Ohtani. And let me break it down. So what is the most important stat for anybody who wants to become an MVP in Major League Baseball?
Stolen bases.
That's right. OG reference right there.
You heard it here first.
OG reference right there. For those of you who know, you know, right? So Shohei Ohtani is going to be the MVP for the National League because, one, he has 33 home runs this year.
That is impressive.
He has, and count them, 31 stolen bases.
30 and 30?
30 and 30. So he's the 116th player to be on the 30 and 30 club, which isn't that impressive when you think about it, but it's very impressive when you figure out that he's doing that from the DH role.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is very crazy. And also, let's remind you that this is the same player that is coming back from elbow surgery, Tommy John-esque type surgery.
Yeah.
And he's putting up these kind of numbers. Yeah, he doesn't have to throw the ball, but he is having to hit and run with a
bad elbow.
A bad elbow. Somebody just surgically repaired elbow. And the main reason why I think this is he is on pace. This guy's still in third base, by the way, not just second. He's still in third, in double steal situations. But not only is it, he's also on pace. If he picks up a few more steals here and there, he could possibly be on pace for MLB's first 50-50 season. 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases.
That's actually kind of crazy. I think the only other person that could do that would be Acuna.
Yeah. Definitely not this year, though.
Not this year, though. No, it doesn't look very great for this year.
No. So yeah, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases is what he's on pace for, and he's also on pace for the Triple Crown, by the way.
Crazy.
Which means leading the league in 3 offensive stats: hits, home runs, and I believe it's either RBI or slug he's in the running for. But he'd be one of the first players to win a Triple Crown in the National League since, oh gosh, can't remember the last one to win it. But yeah, so that's my. What do you think about that? What do you think about our boy Shohei Ohtani potentially being, an MVP based off of the stolen bases?
I mean, the stolen bases is one thing. You break down MVP to what it actually is. Is Shohei the most valuable player to any team in the National League? Would he be the most valuable player on any team in the National League?
Oh yeah.
And I agree.
Yeah.
And I totally agree. So
replace him with anybody else.
Anybody. Yeah, exactly.
And tell me that he wouldn't be a better player.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper, you would still take Shohei.
Yeah.
I think that's
even
the
in his off
closest.
year, even in his DH year, you're still going to take him.
Yeah. I mean, you got to play first base. I mean, Bryce Harper's an amazing player. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Bryce Harper. But yeah, so I just think it's insane. And honestly, with the way he's killing the ball, he's actually technically in a slump right now, believe it or not. And he's still
hitting 400.
I believe he's down to 302. Still betting over 300.
Weak
sauce. But yeah, again, he does not leading the major leagues in stolen bases right now, but he is top 5.
Yeah.
Ellie De La Cruz, by the way, is leading Major League Baseball in stolen bases right now.
That dude's insane.
He is insane.
He runs like a 3-second 40.
Yeah, he's also in the running for MVP. I think he's in the top 10 votes right now.
Yeah.
Which just tells you stolen bases.
I think number 2 is what? Aaron Judge?
Yes. Well, he's the American League. So.
Oh, American League. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the second is still Bryce Harper, I think, in the National League.
I think Shohei's going to run away with it if that's the case.
Yeah.
I mean, Harper's having a great season, but he's not having a Shohei-esque season.
Yeah, true. Very, very true. I mean, they are the best record in the National League, but not for long. Just kidding. The Dodgers are actually playing The Dodgers are actually playing the Phillies right now. So
are they?
Yeah, the series is tied 1-1. So it's been a good series so far. But yeah, so we want to hear from you folks. Let us know in the comments down below. If Shohei Ohtani is not your MVP, we want to hear from you. Who is your National League MVP? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know who it is and why. We got a couple other stories to talk about in Major League Baseball.
Sure do.
Yeah, we got to run through a few of these because a lot of stuff happened. First, let's talk
so much stuff.
Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk Mike Trout. So Mike Trout did re-injure his meniscus. He is out for the rest of the season.
Happened here in Salt Lake City too.
Yes, when he was rehabbing down here in Salt Lake. It's very sad, man. It sucks to hear that. I mean, he's going to miss the rest of the season, but
how much of it is, do you think? It's like, I'm not going back to the Angels. I'm not doing it. I'm not. You can't make me. He's like, we are done here. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
This team sucks.
Yeah.
They suck with me. They suck without me. They traded Joe, or they let Shohei go.
Yeah. You think it's just his body? Just tell them, dude, no, we're not making any difference.
Cut it out. We're done here.
Yeah. I think it's actually kind of the silver lining. You weren't gonna win with them anyway. Your team's bad enough that you weren't gonna win with them. So I don't think it really matters either way. But yeah, it just sucks, man. The game's better when Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper too. Yeah, Bryce Harper too. The game is better when Mike Trout is on the field and playing, because even at his age and even at his injury level, he's still one of the top WAR earners in Major League Baseball, which is insane.
The dude's just an electric baseball player, man. He can still smoke a baseball out of the field. He's just fun to watch, and he's a good dude.
Yeah, great dude. Yeah, really sucks that he got injured here in Salt Lake. He probably never wants to come back here again, so that's unfortunate. But hey, bring the A's here.
Bring the A's or the Angels.
Either one.
Bring either one here. We're fine.
We'll take him.
Yeah,
A's, Angels. I don't care.
Yeah, we've got a spot. Check out our previous video.
Yeah, we'll link it in the description. Check it out. But anyway, so let's go ahead and continue on with some more news that basically came out literally right after we recorded on this, because that's just how it happens.
Always.
In Major League Baseball there. Blake Snell, which is a friend of the channel, which, by the way, just means we talk about him a lot. So.
Yeah, just literally just means we talk about him. Doesn't mean anybody watches it.
Doesn't mean he's actually a friend of the channel.
It doesn't mean he actually knows who we are, but he's a friend.
That needs to be on the t-shirt. Friend of the channel.
Friend of the channel.
Friend of the channel. Yeah. So anyway,
and then all the DNA people, all of our friends that are subscribers can wear friend of the channel.
Oh, exactly. Friend of the channel. By the way, folks, we do definitely want to do that. Again, we did hit 1,000 subscribers. We did hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. So first of all, again, we appreciate it. Thank you all very much. You did it, folks. You got us there. And as a reminder, we are giving away the first $500 that we earn in AdSense revenue back to our subscribers. So as that money comes in, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification bell, because we'll be giving away in $100 increments to 5 subscribers. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Yep, and make sure that you don't miss out on that giveaway, because again, we just want to say thank you, guys.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah. First $500 we earn, it's going back to you guys, because we appreciate it. And more to come on that. We'll continue to, as this channel continues to grow, we'll continue to give stuff away. So make sure that you're subscribed for that, because this isn't the end, folks. Again, this is your show. We're just the ones hosting it. So love to hear from you on that. But yeah, so Blake Snell, friend of the channel, throws a no-hitter for the San Francisco Giants. Can you believe that?
I can believe it. Blake Snell's a great pitcher.
He didn't have a good first half of the year.
He didn't, but it's easy to not have a good first half of the year and still, I mean, some of it's on you. Some of it can just be, he didn't have an off season because,
right, wasn't signed to a team.
It's really tough. Yeah, I mean, when you're just jumping in and throwing 6-7 innings a game, you're just like, no.
Yeah. It's really interesting when it comes to Blake Snell throwing a no-hitter, because believe it or not, he is having a great second half, but he is a second half year pitcher. Do you remember how he won the Cy Young Award last year?
Right.
The first half of the season, his ERA was well above 4, which is interesting for a Cy Young winner.
Yeah.
To have an ERA above
that's
4.
not great at all.
Yeah. And then the second half of the year, he just dominated. So right now, the Giants are about 4.5 games out of the final wild card position, which would be interesting. We'll see what happens there. If Blake Snell continues to play like he is, it would be very interesting to see how far they get, for sure. A few interesting things when it comes to that. Did you know that Blake Snell has more Cy Young awards than he does have starts where he finishes the 8th inning?
You're kidding me.
No.
That's a real stat?
That's a real stat. Last game was the first game in his career that he actually made it to the 9th inning. So yeah,
it's only because he was throwing a no-hitter.
Yeah, exactly. The no-hitter came in at perfect time for him, because he's actually was in a lot of trade rumors at the deadline. So that was actually his first start after the trade deadline. Goes out and throws a no-hitter.
He was like, I'll show you.
Yeah, he made a comment there. He says, they can't say anymore, Snell said afterwards. Complete game, shutout, no-hitter, leave me alone. That's what he told. I love it.
Did it all.
I love it. So
the only thing he could have done better was hit a home run.
Yeah. Did you know there is a pitcher that's hit 2 grand slams?
No.
I can't remember which pitcher it is. Let me know in the comments down below. I believe it's Josh Gibson, I think. Hit 2 home runs in 2 grand slams, I believe, which is really interesting if you think about it. But yeah, which is unheard of. But anyway, so yeah, again, they're 4.5 out of the wild card. If he continues pitching like this, we'd love to see, what they can do. I would love to hear from you in the comments there, Giants fans. Let us know, is this no from Blake Snell kind of a page turner for you guys? Are you guys gonna make the push and get into the postseason and earn that wild card spot? I'd love to hear from you folks on that. Pivoting from that, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about let's talk about some more history, but this would actually be history made for the wrong reasons. The White Sox almost made history. Did you hear about this?
I did.
Okay. Do you have the?
No.
Okay. So the White Sox, no.
But I did hear about it.
Yeah. So this is great. So the White Sox almost made history, but they've lost 21 games in a row, which is tied for the second worst in Major League Baseball history. Can you imagine losing 21 games in a row?
No, that is absolutely brutal. The worst thing I could imagine was when I played on an adult softball league and we lost 12 in a row.
That's painful.
That was painful. Every single game, you're just getting hammered.
Yeah, that's not great. Not great at all. Yeah, so the worst actually is the Phillies. They lost 23 in a row back in 1961. I really feel bad for Dodger.
I remember that. I remember that season.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a twinkle in your mother's eye, An itch in your daddy's pants, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the Phillies 1961, when they lost 23 in a row is the MLB record, by the way.
Wait, 61?
1961. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, my mom wasn't even born yet.
Such a baby. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty bad there for the White Sox. I do feel bad the Dodgers just made a trade with the White Sox that sent Miguel Vargas to that team, and you can just see it, man. He's just out there. He's 0 for in like 5 games. He hasn't got a hit yet, and you can just see can you imagine losing 40 games in the standings in one day?
No.
You go from one of the best teams in baseball to one of the worst teams in baseball, and just boom, just like that. You feel bad for the guy.
You're like, this is horrible.
So yeah, again, moving on from that, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some almost history, shall we?
Yeah.
So Framber Valdez almost threw a no-hitter. Did you hear about this?
I saw this one.
Okay.
Poor guy.
So Framber Valdez makes it all the way to 2 outs in the 8th inning when he walked a guy, which there goes the perfect game. I don't know if he had a walk earlier in the maybe you can give a walk as long as nobody gets a hit. It's still a no-hitter. But then Corey Seager came up and said, no thanks to that, and hit a 2-run bomb. So that gives up the shutout, the complete game, and the no-hitter all in one swing there. So that's Corey Seager. By the way, that's the second time that he's done that, by the way. Can you believe that? Second time he's done that.
What a jerk, man.
Yeah, which is really funny because Framber Valdez was actually almost to the day. It was August 1st last year that Framber Valdez did throw a no-hitter against the Cleveland Guardians. So, you got to love baseball, man.
Pretty cool. Once a year. He's got one in him every year.
Yeah, which is interesting. It's probably all that sticky stuff in his glove.
Oh, good point.
Previous video there. Check it out. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump on over to the comments here. We got one from McKinley saying, hey, got to go. See you next week. Appreciate it. Thanks, McKinley, very much. And also congrats again on 1K. Really appreciate it, man. Thanks again.
Probably gone now, but we appreciate it anyway if you watch later.
Yeah, if you check out the podcast later, again, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And if you are listening on the podcast, again, audio, please subscribe to the channel and rate and review. We'd love to hear from you on that for sure. But anyway, so let's go ahead and go back to my Dodgers, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Freddie Freeman. You know this guy.
I do.
Yeah, longtime Braves guy.
Longtime Brave guy.
Until the Braves decided to, shortchange him, not give him 6 years. Only offer him 5 years. I don't know what's happened there, man. I don't know what's happened there. But anyway, so back to Freddie.
Thanks for rubbing it in, Darren.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
But Freddie Freeman actually missed the last 8 games and 10 days due to his son, who was dealing with Guillain-Barré syndrome, which hospitalized him. He spent 10 days in the hospital. So he's out of the hospital now. He's at home recovering, not completely out of the woods, but he is recovering and healing well. Freddie Freeman missed 8 games due to that. What was really cool about that story there is that when he got back to the Dodgers for the first game against Philly, everybody on the team was wearing Max Strong t-shirts.
Dude, that's really cool.
Yeah. And not only that, Bryce Harper was texting him, people from the Braves, the owner of the Braves, the front office from the Braves, a whole bunch of the former team members from the Braves, all reached out to him during that time to touch base with them and see how he is. And when Freddie got to first base on a single, Bryce Harper gave him a hug on first base and said, hey, man, congrats on your son being home.
Dude, that's so
cool.
Awesome.
So cool, man. Gotta love it.
That's good baseball stuff right there.
Yeah.
That makes you love it.
Yeah. With Freddie Freeman, he's actually only missed 8 games in the last 5 seasons.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So he's a guy, he
shows up. Yeah.
He's out there every year for sure. All year, every game. He actually only sat 1 game last year, and that's big. And Roberts had to convince him to do it because we already had the division locked up. That's the only reason why he took the game off, which I think is crazy. But yeah, good on you, Freddie Freeman. Obviously family always comes first. Glad to have you back with the team. Glad that your son's doing well. Wishing you and your family all the best. Keep up the good work there on both at home and on the field, man. Really glad to have you back.
Absolutely.
Super cool. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about an interesting story here before we move on to the last story, which will be a really interesting conversation to have. And we're definitely going to get some comments from these folks on this one. But let's talk about Danny Jansen, shall we?
Yeah, this is freaking crazy.
Okay, so for those of you who are familiar with baseball, there is a trade deadline. And at the trade deadline, a catcher named Danny Jansen was traded from the Blue Jays to the Red Sox. Was more importantly than that, on June 26th, a game was suspended in the 2nd inning due to rain. And guess who was at bat for the Blue Jays?
Danny Jansen.
Danny Jansen. Guess who they were playing?
The Blue Jays.
No, he was the Blue Jays. They were playing the Boston Red Sox.
Playing the Red Sox.
So they were playing the Boston Red Sox, and the game was suspended in the second inning due to rain. Now, what's funny about that is that Danny Jansen, again, was traded from the Blue Jays to the Red Sox at the trade deadline. So now that game is going to be resumed on August 26th. It's going to be resumed in the second inning at that at-bat. Well, obviously, Danny Jansen's not in the Blue Jays anymore, which means they're going to have to put in a pinch hitter to finish that at-bat for him. But with the fact that the Red Sox DFA'd their catcher to make room for Danny Jansen, odds are Danny Jansen's going to be catching in that game.
In that at-bat.
So what we have here, folks, is we have a situation in baseball to where, now this happens quite often in baseball at the trade deadline, where teams are playing each other and they'll make a trade and the team will literally just pop out of the dugout, grab their stuff, walk across the field, and get introduced to their new team. Happens quite often, believe it or not, in baseball. It happens probably at least once a year. But this has got to be the first time that a player has not only played for both teams in the same game, but also played for both teams in the same at-bat.
In the same inning. Like, it can't be in the same inning. You know what I mean? Like, that can't happen that often.
Yeah, that's never happened. That probably hasn't happened before.
Yeah.
But the same at-bat has got to be insane. So in the same at-bat, he's going to be the batter and the catcher in the same at-bat for the same game.
Yeah.
We're playing for two different
teams. He will be on record taking pitches in an at-bat that he is catching for.
Yeah, which is nuts. Yeah, I think that's probably got to be a first. And yeah, we definitely want to hear about it. Tammy, we got to come in from you. Poor little guy. Yep, probably referencing Freddie Freeman's son there. Yep, poor guy. Sad to see that, but glad he's on the mend there. But yeah, I just have to say, dude, that's crazy. I'd love to see that in baseball, So everybody keep an eye out for that game.
Yeah, we're rooting for it. We're rooting for it to happen.
August 26th, we've got the Red Sox versus the Blue Jays. We're going to resume that game. Pay close attention to the second inning when that starts to see if Danny Jansen is catching, which will make probably professional sports history.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
So look forward to that. It's going to be fun. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about not a controversial topic at all, or a controversial person at all, which would be Trevor Bauer, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. So the reason why I bring up Trevor Bauer is, one, he gets clicks and he gets views. So that's part of the
reason. We love
reason.
Trevor. He's a friend of the channel.
Friend of the channel. Trevor Bauer is definitely somebody we want to talk about this week. So now it's actually interesting. The reason why we're bringing it up is actually this week, by just after this time last week, Trevor Bauer set a league record. For those of you who don't know, he's actually playing in Mexico right now in the Mexican League for this season, and he's actually paying for the Diablos.
Yep. And
it's his goal to win the Triple Crown, so have the most wins, strikeouts, and have the best ERA. But what he did do yesterday was set not only a team record, but a league record in strikeouts.
Yeah.
So he threw 19 strikeouts in a game. And boy, was this a weird game, man. Weird game.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, it was. There's a chance it was going to get rained out before the game started.
So it was wet, nasty.
Yeah, they were winning like 4-1 going into the fifth inning, and they almost called the game then and almost called a delay. And obviously Trevor Bauer didn't want that because he had, through 5 innings, he already had 11 strikeouts.
So he's like, keep it going. Let's roll.
Let's keep it going. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if anybody had a chance to look at Trevor Bauer's video. He actually just released it yesterday on how he broke down on how he handled every single batter and how he threw every pitch.
They're so interesting. If you have not watched Trevor Bauer, check it out.
It's we'll link to that video in the description of this one, so be sure to check it out. Just the sheer amount of thought process to pitching sequencing and developing tunnels. If you're a baseball nerd, this kind of stuff is just great stuff. Whether you like it or not
really
like
good.
him,
yeah,
it's really fun to watch. It's definitely entertaining. But yeah, he sets the record, breaks the Mexican League record with 19 strikeouts in a single game. Was pulled after the 19 strikeout. They ended up winning the game. But yeah, Trevor Bauer breaks the record. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I just want to know why. How was this guy not pitching in Major League Baseball, Darren?
Well, I think the consensus is that they know that the off the field issues that he had for the suspension for, I think he's pretty much been not vindicated, but everybody knows that it's more, there's a lot more complicated to that. It's more about, the allegations coming towards him a lot of them were considered false. They basically did bring down his suspension and bringing that down. I don't think the whole off the field assault thing is really what's keeping him away from baseball right now.
Right.
I think that's pretty much assumed across the board that that's what it's not what it is.
You think some of it's the podcasting antics and recording all of his games and wearing a mic to pitch, and
I honestly think that's the only thing keeping him out right now.
Right.
I honestly think that's the only reason. I mean, yeah, some teams, may not like the, some people just don't like him as a teammate. Some people just don't like him as a person, but there's definitely players out there that feel that he would need, that he still value the team, because there's pitchers out there that do other bad stuff that are still on teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Still playing.
Yeah, they're still playing. They're still on bad teams. I mean, still on teams as considered quote unquote, not model citizens. But honestly, I think what it is you hit it right on the head there. I think the only reason why he's not on a major league roster right now is because he probably refuses to not keep the camera out of the locker room. I think if I was a Major League Baseball player, the locker room and the dugout is considered a sacred space.
Yep.
I don't want one of my teammates filming me for content in that video.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that a lot of Major League Baseball players feel the same way. I'm willing to bet you either, because it was rumored to either play for the Astros or the Rockies. If the subject came up,
and he could have helped both of them,
he could definitely help both of those teams right now, for sure. I think that's really the main reason. Is the only reason why he's not playing in the Major League Baseball is because of that reason.
Crazy. I hope he figures it out. I'd love to see him pitch in the majors again.
Yeah, I mean, it is great watching him dominate the Mexican League there and really throw it. Side note on that, when he broke the team record for most strikeouts, I believe it was like 14 or 15, somewhere around there. He took the ball and gave it, and had it be given to the owner of the Diablos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, kind of a class act move there.
Yeah.
Of course, he kept the number 19 ball for himself, obviously. But who wouldn't?
I don't blame him for that.
Yeah, you break the league record, you're going to keep that one.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'd really love to see Trevor Bauer playing in the majors as well. I think it'd be really great to see how these breakdowns work. Again, I'm kind of torn on it, because I think if he wanted to be in the majors, he can't do what he does with his videos. So I'm kind of torn. I like him.
I kind of like being able to see the videos. Yeah.
And breaking it down.
Yeah.
Japan did restrict him. They didn't let him have he wasn't allowed to use Japan's footage on the pitch to show like the pitches and stuff. He wasn't allowed to use that footage.
Oh, really?
In Japan. And I know that Major League Baseball, if you ever watch our videos, we know we're very light on the highlights there, because we don't want to get a copyright claim from them. But he probably would have run into the same problem with the majors too. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I like seeing the content. I like seeing the breakdown. But again, like you said there, he definitely is talented enough to be in majors. I just don't think he's going to get to, because I just think that he won't put that aside.
Yeah.
I think
that's a bummer.
Reason. We do also have another comment here from Tammy. Let's go ahead and throw that up on the screen. It's an honor to be a friend of the channel.
Yes, it is, Tammy.
Spot on, Tammy. Spot on.
Everyone, Tammy Price, friend of the channel.
Tammy Price, friend of the channel, folks. Absolutely. Love it, dude. Love it. So yeah, every time we get a comment from Tammy on that, it's going to come up now. Tammy Price, friend of the channel. Definitely it's going to have to come up.
Yeah. Every one of the comments from now on, they are also friends of the channel.
It's going to be an OG reference, believe it or not. It's
definitely
going to be something else. Let us know what you guys think about that. We actually thrown around the idea of doing a t-shirt for our first 1,000 subscribers, where you can log on to our website and get a t-shirt at cost for being one of the DNA OGs, where we have some of our taglines on the shirt. So let us know if you think
they ain't played nobody.
Yeah. Look at the strength of the schedule. They haven't played anybody yet, and then obviously most common one when it comes to baseball is stolen bases equals MVP. We're just throwing some of that stuff around. Let us know if you have any ideas for a t-shirt in the comments down below. We'd also love to hear it from you as well. You got anything else?
I do. I got one thing.
All right, let's hear it.
Do you know how many players have won the MVP in the National League and the American League?
Oh gosh, when they start counting that, I have no idea.
The answer is 1.
Oh, how many players won it in both the American League and
both?
National? Yeah. There's one player. It's Frank Thomas, right?
Frank Robinson.
Oh, Robinson. I'm sorry, Frank Robinson. Yeah.
Yep. The only player to win the award in both the American League and the National League. So if Shohei does win it this year, he will only be the second player.
Yeah, that's why I wanted so bad for Mookie to win it last year. But stolen bases.
Hey,
the only thing that matters.
Stolen bases equal MVP.
The only thing that mattered. Didn't matter home runs, slugging percentage. all that stuff doesn't matter.
No.
RBI, none of that matters.
No. Stolen bases.
Stolen bases.
Get
That's
it,
all that
Ronald.
matters. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, very interesting, man. Frank Robinson, definitely a go. I believe he wore it. Yeah, they were a couple of years apart too. They weren't back-to-back seasons.
Right.
They were ways apart from each other, I think. So yeah, that's pretty impressive for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, once again, you got anything else on baseball?
No, that's it. I just wanted to throw that little tidbit out there.
I like it. Once again, folks, we are on the grind. We are on the grind. We made it, folks. You made the grind. We got to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. All thanks to you. You guys did it. We hit 1,000 subscribers. Now the fun part begins. Once we hit, for every dollar we get sorry, I screwed that up. We are giving away the first $500 that we are now earning in AdSense revenue back to our subscribers. So if you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that giveaway. 5 subscribers are each going to earn $100 each. And it's just our way of saying thank you and giving back to people who were kind enough to subscribe to this channel. So we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, but now we're on the grind of 1,500 subscribers, and then we'll give something else away.
Absolutely. Let us know in the comments down below what you'd like us to give away. Would it be tickets to a local game? Amazon gift card, whatever. Let us know what you want us to do. All of whiskey,
Ooh, whiskey's good.
Yeah. Absolutely. We'd love to know for sure. We also have another comment here. Started with Jackie. Oh, okay. So the MVP started with Jackie Robinson. That's good to know. I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know either.
That's very good. Good to know. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tammy. Friend of the channel. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you on that, folks. Let us know in the comments down below, folks, on anything we talked about Major League Baseball today. Let us know what your thoughts are as far as Blake Snell, Shohei Ohtani, Framil Valdez's no-hitter, Denny Jensen's unique opportunity to be the first player in baseball history to play for both teams in the same at-bat. And also, let us know what you think about Trevor Bauer. What do you think on his breaking the record and everything like that? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments down below.
Absolutely. And if you're watching on YouTube on one of our short videos, just know this is available as a podcast wherever you get your audio only. Make sure you rate it, review it. We appreciate it.
With all that said, my name is Darren. That is AJ. And this has been the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time. Till next time.
I don't think I have the outro.
No, you don't. It's fine.
Probably should have the outro.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
All right. Bye, folks. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.